Colonization and the global economy, the English settlements in Guyana. In this series, we look at the British settlement in Guyana. In 1592, Sir Walter Raleigh arrived in the West Indies. He had learned about the legend of El Dorado. In 1595, Raleigh returned to the West Indies, accompanied by Captain George Gifford and Lawrence Keymis. He sacked Trinidad and captured Don Antonio de Barrejo, who influenced Raleigh to sail up the Orinoco. He did not find El Dorado, but gave an account of the kingdom on his return to England. He also repeated a legend he had heard from the Indians on the Caroni, that there was a tribe of Iwaipanoma Indians without heads and whose eyes were beneath their shoulders. In January 1596, he also outfitted Lawrence Keymis on a voyage to Guyana. Keymis reported that he had learned the exact site of El Dorado and the city of Manoa. He suggested that England should take control of Guyana. In 1597, Sir Walter Raleigh returned to the West Indies. He visited the Wayapoka, the Maruni, Mazaruni, and Quarantine rivers, where he met Captain Lee, who had been sent by the London merchants to trade there. The aim of his voyage was to plunder the Spaniards rather than to settle. They learned that the Essequibo River was within one day's journey of Lake Parina, where Manoa stood. He sent 40 Europeans and 20 Indians to search for the passage, but they were unsuccessful. Walter Raleigh achieved very little and, and was imprisoned in the Tower. In 1604, Captain Charles Lee attempted to plant a colony in Guyana with 46 men. In examining the British interest in the New World, one can trace the development back to William Hawkins, who made 3 voyages to Brazil in 1530 and subsequent years. Francis Drake in 1870-73 made 3 voyages to the Gulf of Panama and Darien. Sir Robert Dudley. In 1594-95, Sir Robert Dudley was told of El Dorado. However, his crew had suffered many hardships, and they decided to sail away and plunder the Caribbean. The English intruders continued to trade with the Spanish Main, much to the dismay of the Spanish colonizers. Captain Charles Lee. In 1604, when Charles Lee had attempted to establish a colony on the Wayapoka River, Arawaks still lived in the area, although there was frequent migration owing to the pressure of the Spaniards. As early as 1602, Captain Lee had discovered Wayapoka, and on his return to England, he had been able to encourage the English to settle settlements in Guyana to establish a colony. He was under pressure from the Dutch, who competed with him for the commodities of the Indians. He christened the Wayapoka River Carali and the 2 tributaries, the Olivololi and the Jotrali. He had hoped to cultivate flax, cotton, and sugarcane. Ill health and death plagued the colony. In 1605, Charles Lee died while preparing to return to England. 35 persons remained in Wayapoka under, sorry, The colony dwindled after Saxe, who was left in charge when Lee died, left on a trader of Middleburg boat. The last set of colonists at Waipoco left for England on 31st of May, 1606. Lawrence Keynes had accompanied Sir Walter Raleigh on his trips to Guyana. Robert Harcourt. The only other Englishman to establish a colony in the Guianas was Robert Harcourt. He impressed upon the Indians that he had come to protect them against the Caribs. He planted a few men uh, as factors in order to protect the colony for security reasons, including Cayenne. Personal misfortunes prevented him from supplying his colonies with men and goods, and the regular service of shipping essential for reaping the harvest from the trading posts he had planted. The colony lasted for 3 years. Thank you for listening to the presentation this afternoon. I am the registrar of the Guyana Institute of Historical Research, Hazel Woodford. If you have any questions, please contact GIHRINSTITUT@gmail.com.